Greetings, fellow Rotarians and guests. My name is Joe Young, and it's my honor to serve as the 2020-2021 President of the Rotary Club of Columbus. Founded in 1915 with our first meeting in February of 1916, our club is one of the oldest and largest within Rotary International. Our membership includes a diverse set of leaders within business, city government, military affairs, healthcare, education, arts and culture, social services, and ministry, all sharing a common desire to improve our community and have a positive impact on the world around us. On behalf of my wife Vicki and our daughters Katie and Lynn, I want to thank you for all that you are doing to make our community a better place to live. It's my pleasure to serve alongside you. Now let's get to work. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the July 7th meeting of the Rotary Club of Columbus. My last opportunity to officially, welcome you to the room, and it's so good to see all of you, hear all the smiling faces, to see the legacy of leadership, standing before me. I'm proud to be able to join you here later today. That's good. If you guys will please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before our invocation today, we lost a Rotarian in the past couple of weeks, Frank Starr. We want to remember him and his family, and also our community lost an incredible individual in Pete Robinson here in the past week, and we want to remember his family and offer our condolences. We had a total of 8 Rotarians pass in this past year, and we have a video that's going to be a tribute to them, if you'll join me in watching that prior to the invocation. Now I call on Cedric to his faith tradition.
Join with me, if you would, as we pray. Our Father and our God, we first thank you for the legacy of those past presidents that we just acknowledged. We thank you for their lineage and the things that they left in our hands to continue. We thank you for these past presidents that are before us today. We thank you for this great day of transition. Change is a good thing, so we come to you and we ask that you would provide for us as you have so diligently and so eloquently so far. Supply us with the things that we need. We speak blessings in life upon all of us that are in attendance here, all of our families, and all that you have at our hands to do in this world that we're now living in. We thank you for the great privilege of being able to call upon your name and to be able to lift those up before you that have gone before us. All this we ask in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Cedric. As you guys take your seats, I'm going to call on Melody Trimble, who's going to be introducing today's visitors and guests. Should be good. They'll cue it up.
Now you can hear me. Good afternoon. I would like to ask that we have so many wonderful guests with us today. When I call your name, would you honor us by standing so that all of us can recognize you? First, I'd like to recognize the family of Joe Young, Vicky, his wife, and his sweet daughters, Katie and Lynn. Welcome. And then also, and thank you for all you've done this past year. And the work colleagues at Synovus, Ryan Stokes and Lori Land, if you'd please stand. Thank you. I would also like to recognize the North Columbus Club President Susan Wood and Muskogee Club President Joe Lewis. Would you two please stand? Thank you so much. And the guest of Lori Auten, Greg Auten, her husband. Thank you. And we have two from Rotary today, Jeremy Ackles and Crystal Farley. Thank you both. And the guest of Beth Schwartz, the Rabbi Emerita, the new Rabbi of Temple Israel, Shmuel Poland. Welcome. And last, a guest of the club, returning a former GSP student, 2015-16, Sebastian Vila.
Sebastian, yeah.
Where are you, Sebastian? Well, he was here.
Yeah, he's over here.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you. So glad to have all of you. Joel and Susan, we surely appreciate you guys being here, joining us. I know you guys are excited and anxious to start your years, and we look forward to supporting you as our clubs continue to collaborate to do great things here in the community. We actually have two Ralph Puckett Soldiers of the Week with us today, and it's now my pleasure to call on Vern Humphrey with the first introduction.
Good thing soldiers are walking. Today I have the honor of introducing Sergeant Jasmine Beyer. She is a 25 Bravo Information Technology Specialist. She's the type of person that makes sure that you have internet. So most of us would really appreciate her work, and in the military I'm sure they do as well. She's got a few of the common military schools, basic leader course, security assistance advisor, combative level 1. I asked what that was, and Dick told me not to mess with her. System administrator. She has a few awards: ARCOM, Army Commendation, Army Achievement Combat, Army Achievement, Afghan Medal Campaign. The one I was most impressed by was Military Outstanding Volunteer Medal. I asked her how she did that, and she said when she was deployed, she volunteered at the USO all the time. And now she volunteers in Columbus all the time in animal shelter. So I think she'd fit in very well as a member of Rotary or Rotaract with her young age. She has been stationed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, Fort Gordon, Georgia, Kaiserslautern, Germany, and Fort Benning. She's been deployed to Afghanistan. She's been TDY all over the world. I'd love her passport or to be able to do it. She is a newlywed. She has a husband named Brennan. They have been married 10 months. And ladies and gentlemen, and I have for you a challenge coin. Know what to do with that. A passport to the arts, River Center, 2 tickets, Columbus Symphony Orchestra, Columbus State University, Springer Opera House, and you can also go to the paid attractions at the National Infantry Museum. Ladies and gentlemen, please, your warmest welcomes to Sergeant Jasmine Beyer.
Hi, everyone. I'm like really shy at public speaking, so I just want to thank you all for bringing me here and giving me this opportunity to meet you all. Thank you.
Now I'm going to call on Dick Nurnberg with today's second introduction.
President Joe, soon to be past President Joe, and fellow Rotarians. It's also my pleasure to introduce our second Ralph Puckett Soldier of the Week, Staff Sergeant Sharika James. She is what I used to call 71 Lima, but which is now a 42 Alpha. We used to call them personnel specialists. Now they're human resources specialists. But they're worth their weight in gold when you're in a unit to have somebody like that and manage all of your soldiers. She is very, very interesting. She was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, but raised in Kingston, Jamaica, where her mother, she went there with her mother when she was young and was raised there. And her mother sent her back to be with her father in Cambridge because apparently there were difficulties handling her, she says. She was hard to... And she graduated from the prestigious Ringen Latin School in Boston in 2009. And after 4 years, she decided it would be a good idea to join the Army, which she has done. She did basic training at Fort Jackson. She's been stationed in El Paso and Vilseck, Germany. She is currently with the 30th Adjutant General Battalion. Is it still a battalion, do they call it that, 30th AG, which receives the soldiers, the civilians, when they come to Fort Benning to become soldiers. And they learn, they get their hair cut and they get their uniforms, and they meet their drill sergeants in 30th AG, and then at the end of that, they get turned out to their company drill sergeants, and their eyes get wide, because they're, oh my God, what are these guys? So, Staff Sergeant James, we're very pleased to have you here, and on behalf of all of us and Fort Benning, we have for you the same challenge coin and a passport to the arts. And please thank your fellow soldiers when you go back to Fort Benning and give them all of our appreciation.
So, like Sergeant Beyer, myself, I'm very shy, but I thank you all for having me here, and I thank you all for all that you do. Thank you.
Sergeant James, Sergeant Beyer, we're so pleased to have both of you join us today. You honor us with your presence, and we hope that you will extend our gratitude to the men and women that serve alongside you down there at Fort Benning. We hope that you'll come again and join us sometime soon. Got a few announcements for you. The Children's Fund application process is underway. Rebecca Nix is leading that effort for our club. If you've got an organization that you think would be a good fit to apply, please reach out to her or Julie in the office. They can make the application available to you. The deadline for submitting an application is July the 12th, so that's coming up on us, fairly quickly. For everybody that joined us at Fort Benning Day on the 25th, I know you had a great time. We had gorgeous weather. We appreciate Mike Burns and others, making that day possible. We were able to take part in Ranger graduation. The exhibition that's done prior to that was really, really neat. Able to go see a tank training support facility, which is really a museum to the history of armored warfare, was really, really fascinating. They said that we were the first civilian group to go in there and tour that facility, but they're continuing to add additional equipment over the coming, I guess, weeks and months, and so when it opens fully to the public, I would encourage everybody to go out there and see that. And then we got to spend time with Major General Donahoe and his wife Teresa there at Riverside, which was a really neat experience, my first time being in there, and we'll try to do something like that again sometime soon, but that was a great time. If you were watching the meeting online today and you are planning to join us in person next week, please do let us know. It's great to have a full room. We're running at about 100 folks a week currently. Pre-pandemic, we were running about 150 a week, so we'd love to get back up to those levels, and we want people to join us whenever they feel comfortable doing so. The online engagement continues to be strong, and it's a wonderful way for people to continue to connect while they're out of town or whatnot. But if you're in town, we'd love to have you be here and join us. So please do let us know if you're planning to be here, if you're not already on the standing RSVP list. Comes time for sort of final parting remarks. I love it that our club has a tradition of lining up past leadership in the front. This is the 106th time in our club's history that we have named a new president. and going all the way back to L.R. Christie in 1915, who was then the pastor at First Baptist Church. It's such an honor to be a part of this group. This year obviously has been very challenging, but our club has come through it, and we're stronger for it. I was thinking through all the things that we've gone through, but projects that we've accomplished through the year, and really it's a long list. We've done a number of things in the community for which you guys should all be proud. And to sort of help recap the year, we thought it would be best to put together a video, and so we're going to show that now.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Greetings, fellow Rotarians and guests. My name is Joe Young, and it's my honor to serve as the 2020-2021 president of the Rotary Club of Columbus. Never come from this way?
Well, I'm trying to keep us in the same sunlight the whole time, but I don't want that big box.
Well, I can walk up from this way. The siren is getting louder. And we wait. And we wait.
And they bought a house in Tucson. Well, we'll fit in. I'm glad you're home. I'm so glad.
Come on inside and let's show you what it's going to look like when you come back to the Trade Center.
Hello, everyone. We're so excited to see you back.
Dr. Raphael Bostic, President and CEO of Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta.
Thank you, President Tyler. It's good to see you, and it's good to see everyone. I wanted to first say thank you for having me here.
I haven't been there for over 50 years, so I have called on an expert, somebody who has been there and who was intimately involved since 2018, and that is Coach Malik Hall. Coach Hall, there you are.
So if you would begin to switch on your microphones and videos and join me on the Zoom call. I'm honored to present to you Bindi Lassage.
Thank you so much, Ron, and it's a pleasure to be with you all this afternoon.
President Joe and fellow Rotarians, I'm pleased today to introduce our military member as a guest.
President Joe, fellow Rotarians, I'm Brigadier General retired Pete Jones.
President Joe, fellow Rotarians, it's my honor to introduce Master Sergeant Terrence Johnson as our Soldier of the Week for Columbus Rotary.
Hey guys, my name is Chrissy Redmond. I'm the Community Education Coordinator for Oak Harbor. We want to thank you so much for using your resources to help us continue servicing our community.
Hello from Open Door Community House. Your gift of $500 will go to purchasing music, instruments, and instrument maintenance.
Hi everyone, it's Eric Thomas from the Columbus Symphony Orchestra. We'd like to thank the Rotary Club of Columbus.
My name is Julie King, and I'm the president of the Junior League of Columbus this year. We are thrilled to receive a grant from the Children's Fund.
Hello, I'm Warren Steele with First Readers in Muskogee County. We would like to thank the Rotary Club of Columbus's Children's Fund for its recent $750 grant for our local mission.
Hi, I'm Joe Young. I'm president of the Rotary Club of Columbus, and I'm glad to be out here at the Civic Center in Columbus today with other Rotarians and Rotaractors helping out with Feeding the Valley's monthly food distribution.
A breaking news story. Big news today is President Joe's 40th birthday.
I want to thank past President Ryan Clements for putting that video montage together for us. He's traveling with family this week, but he's been an incredible asset to our club in this past year, particularly while we've had to kind of adapt to changing circumstances. I want to thank Jim Gordon for manning the table for us today. It's great to have an able-bodied backup to Ryan. Both of them are tremendously valuable resources for our club. It's truly been a remarkable year. It would not have been possible without the efforts of so many folks. I want to thank the board and officers of the club for their leadership throughout the year. There have been numerous challenging decisions that needed to be made. We would talk through things with great discussion, great debate, and we still, even though we didn't always agree on the best approach, we all agreed to still like each other and be respectful of each other afterwards, which is great, the way democracy is supposed to work. I want to thank Ben McMinn for being our program director this past year. Program chair is always a difficult role, to manage the calendar week to week, but add in a pandemic, speakers that some of which were unwilling to speak in person, some of which were unwilling to speak over video, so trying to accommodate speakers, their respective schedules, and what works with our club. That was a difficult task, but he did a fantastic job. Support from the office, Julie and Sue, has been amazing. I've probably talked with Julie at least a couple of times a day, every day, for the past year. I know she will be happy that I'm not bugging her quite so much, but she's always there to answer the phone. Hello, dear. How can I help you? So that's been it's great. I may continue to call her just so that I can continue to hear her accent, and that's great. I want to thank Lori, now President Lori, for all of her support this past year, for Cedric coming along. I mean, we're in incredibly good shape going forward. I want to thank my work colleagues at Synovus, for Ryan and Lori that are here. You guys have done an incredible job of taking care of our clients during this past year, filling in times where I was unavailable because of Rotary obligations, and certainly appreciate that. My family that is here, Vicki, Katie, and Lynn, love you guys so much. I hope to always be a husband and father in which you can be proud, and I appreciate so much your love and encouragement. For everybody else that I haven't mentioned specifically by name, I mentioned Ryan earlier. He's been invaluable over the past year, and he knows what he does. He does it, behind the scenes without requiring any fanfare, requesting any acclaim, but certainly he deserves all the accolades that are piled upon him. But for everybody else that I haven't mentioned specifically by name, so many of you guys are doing your part to making our club and our community stronger, and I appreciate that so much. It's my pleasure to continue to serve alongside you as our club continues the wonderful legacy of great work that we're doing in the community. I now want to call on Assistant District Governor and past President Tyler Townsend to hand over leadership officially to President Lori. So Tyler, if you'll come on up.
Thank you. Thank you, past President Joe, and thank you for your work this past year. You led our club very ably in a difficult time, and I know on behalf of the club we all appreciate that. And just as appreciative we are of Joe's service, we're excited and looking forward to President Lori Auten's service. So, Lori, please join me up here. As you know, your club has selected you to be in the president's position. It's a great responsibility to help shape the future of the club, and it's really reflective of the confidence and support that we all have for you. So with that, it's my privilege to provide your oath of service as president. So please repeat after me. I, Lori Auten, do solemnly pledge
I, Lori Auten, do solemnly pledge
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the Rotary Club of Columbus,
the office of President of the Rotary Club of Columbus,
and that I will do the best of my ability support the District Governor and Rotary International, and that I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of the club. And with that, I will provide your president's pin.
Thank you.
Whoops.
Great start, right?
We're rolling now.
Thank you.
And Lori, thank you in advance for the service. I know you're going to have a terrific year. I know you're well prepared because I've seen it, and we're all cheering for you, and we're all ready to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Assistant District Governor Tyler. How does that sound? Wow, what an honor it is to be your Rotary Club's president. And one of my first official duties is to be able to present President Joe with the most coveted thing in the world, his president's pin. So first of all, we have your past president's pin for all that you've done. And also, we have your past president's badge.
All right.
And may you wear it and think about all of the wonderful things that you've done this past year, including all of the challenges that you've overcome. You had a very unique year. And so, another of our traditions is to present the outgoing president with the gavel. And so, once again, just thank you for your service, Joe.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I've gotten to know Joe pretty well over these past 12 months, I guess, and I've seen his dedication, I've seen his commitment, I've seen the time that he has spent working on this club, and it's much, much appreciated. So now I would like to ask President-elect Cedric Hill to stand so that I may present him with the President-elect pin. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to try to pin it. So President-elect President-elect Cedric, let me just tell you that this next year will go by quickly. And you will be here before you know it. It'll be an exciting year, and so far I've enjoyed working with you, and I continue to look forward to all that we'll do together as we navigate this next year. So thank you. Thank you. So we are going to unveil the new banner and the new Rotary motto, which is serve to change lives. So thank you both. So each year as we transition leadership of our club, we always take a few moments to recognize and honor all of our past presidents. And I can't tell you how thrilled and excited I am to see all of these past presidents once again in this room, lined up along the front of the room. And so would you please join me? Yes, yes, thank you. And so now would you please join me as we watch a short video honoring all of our past presidents. One of our club's traditions each year during the change of leadership ceremony is to honor our past presidents. And this is a distinguished group, so would you please join me in thanking them for their service as we watch this short video.
Matt Swift, President, 1983-1984.
Michael Herndon, 1989 to 1990. Frank Brown, 1992 to 1993.
Bill Smith, President, 1993-1994.
I'm Ben Williams, and it was my honor to be president in 1995 and 96.
Hello, fellow Rotarians. Dan Parker here. I was president of your Rotary Club from 1996 to 1997.
Jack Key, past president, 1997-98.
Good morning. I'm past president Ron King. I served the club from 1998 to 1999.
Rod Mullins, president, 1999-2000.
Cecil Chaves, president, 2001-2002.
Hi, I'm Joey Loudermilk, and I served as president from 2002 to 2003.
Carol Rutland, 2003-2004.
George Flowers, president, 2004-2005.
Hello, I'm Ed Sprouse, and I was president of the Rotary Club of Columbus in 2005 and 2006.
My name is Trip Wade. I've been a member of the Rotary Club of Columbus since 1990. Had the opportunity to serve as club president in 2006, 2007. I'm proud to say I still have perfect attendance.
I'm Carmen Caveza. I had the privilege of leading Rotary in years 2007 and 2008.
I'm Alan Faircloth, president 2008-2009.
Bob Jones. I was president of the Rotary Club of Columbus 2009 and 2010.
I'm Betsy Covington, and I'm honored to have served as this club's president 10 years ago, from 2010 to 2011.
I'm Jimmy Elder. I was president of Rotary from 2011 until 2012.
Greg Camp, president 2013-2014.
Hi, I'm Ryan Clements, and I'm proud to have served as president in 2014 and 15.
I'm Michael Silverstein. I had the honor and distinct pleasure to serve as our club's president from 2015 to 2016.
Elizabeth Barker Walden, 2016-2017.
Ben Richardson, president, 2017-18.
Newt Aaron, Rotary Club of Columbus, president, 2018-2019.
Tyler Townsend, president, 2019-2020.
I'm Joe Young, and it's been my honor to serve as president of the Rotary Club of Columbus during what's been an unprecedented time, the global COVID-19 pandemic, Rotary year 2020-2021. It's now my pleasure to hand off the gavel to incoming President Lori Auten.
Thanks, Joe. I accept the challenge, and I'm looking forward to an amazing Rotary year. Our club is also privileged to have members who are past presidents of other clubs. We'd like to take a moment to recognize and honor them as well.
Larry Carden, 1994-95, Phoenix City Club.
Steve Davis, Harris County, 2011 to 2012. Tracy Fisher, North Columbus, 1981 to 1982.
Melanie Grace here. I was president of the Americas Rotary Club in 2006-2007.
David Harrelson, 2013-2014, Rotary Club of Lanier Forsyth.
Chuck Heck, Rotary Club of North Columbus, 1998-1999.
Larry King, North Columbus, 1991-1992.
Bridget Markwood, president of Superior Sunrise Centennial Rotary Club in Superior, Wisconsin, 2010.
Ashok Naik, Padi, India, 1987 to 1988. Lamar Powers, Phoenix City, 1981 to 1982.
Howdy, partners. My name is Tom Wainick, and in 1986, I was president of the Rotary Club of Mercedes, Texas. Mercedes is located in the Rio Grande Valley. We often met with our international Rotarians from Mexico, and at that time, Mercedes was the boot-making capital of Texas.
Oh, I'm happy to report that my head is almost healed from the first 5 gavel toss attempts from Joe. Thank you, Joe. In all seriousness, I have to thank Ryan for his creativity, his imagination, his incredible video editing and sound effects skills, and hard work on all of the videos that we've seen today. And just one more time, I want to say thank you again to past President Joe for your example of leadership this past year, particularly all the help that he's provided, all the times he would answer questions and kind of prepare me. And so as I listened to past President Joe and also watched our video of all that we've accomplished in these very challenging last 12 months, I'm overwhelmed and just with pride and admiration at our club, because despite these difficult challenges, we're strong and we are very resilient. So I can't help but be hopeful and extremely excited about the upcoming year. You know, I'm excited to stand in this room, to actually be here in person, and to see all of you out here. I'm grateful for the technology that allows those of you that couldn't come to be able to still join us and participate in the club. And so it reminds me of, well, first of all, standing at this podium is a completely unique experience. And it gives me a very different perspective. And that reminds me of a kind of an interesting exercise that I often do in training in leadership development training with groups. And so picture a room, maybe 15 to 20 folks in there for training. The room is a horseshoe, and everybody's sitting around the table looking inward. And in the middle, I have a step ladder. And so I ask for a brave volunteer to come forward. And so inevitably, somebody volunteers and said, I'll do it. And they don't know what they're going to do yet. So I ask them to please walk up, step up to the top of the ladder, which is probably around 4 feet off the ground. And so they gingerly climb the steps of the ladder, and they kind of get their balance. Can you picture it? And then I'll say, okay, look around. How does it feel up there? How are you feeling up there on that ladder? And I get answers like, I'm feeling a little shaky, a little wobbly, but I think I'm okay. And then I'll ask the other participants, okay, how are you feeling just watching them? And they'll go, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable for them. I'm feeling a little shaky myself. And so then I'll say, okay, tell me, what does it look like up there? What do you see that's different than what you saw at your seat. And so what I'll usually hear is, well, first thing will be something funny like, well, I can see the top of everybody's head. You know, I can see their notebooks. And then they'll look around and say, but you know, I can see cobwebs up here in the corner. I can see dust. I can see cracks in the ceiling. And so then I'll say, okay, you're off the hook. You can step back down and you can be seated. But the whole idea of this exercise is perspective. When we sit in our offices at our usual chair, our usual spot, we see the usual people, it's comfortable, isn't it? But it's only when we step outside of that comfort zone that we are able to grow. It's that growth mindset that I'm challenging these leaders to start to develop. And so, to me, that's a great story for the way I feel about this year. And so the perspective that I have as we enter this new Rotary year is that of a growth mindset. You know, we can choose to be guarded and we can choose to think small in our plans, or we can choose a growth mindset, much like President Joe did last year as he led our club through all these challenges. And as a growing and vibrant club like we've always been, I think we're full steam ahead with many exciting things. I just want to share a couple of those with you. One of the most exciting is what I've already shared with you, but it's confirmation of our competitive district grant that we received. It is a $10,000 grant for our project called Midnight Basketball. And Midnight Basketball is a part of a larger Cure Violence initiative led by our very own Cedric Hill and Reggie Lewis. And so Midnight Basketball addresses those young people who are most vulnerable in our community, and it keeps them active during the hours between, I think it's 10 p.m., 3 a.m. on Saturday evenings in a structured environment with basketball games, competing in basketball games. And so there's also an educational component to it, and there'll be various ways for all of us to be involved in that project, and I'm very excited for that. Something else that we're doing that we've never done before is thanks to our very own Bridget Markwood. And Bridget, you're down here, that's right. Bridget and her colleagues have developed a virtual RILA. If you're not familiar with RILA, it stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. And RILA is held each year in person, typically in June, in Americus with outstanding high school students. And it's basically a week-long leadership development camp. But the last 2 years it's been canceled because of COVID, and so this year we're excited that we are going to offer a 1-week, all-virtual e-RILA for our students here in Columbus, and we've also opened it up to the district. We have students from our district and also students from outside our district. And so it promises to be just a wonderfully interactive and meaningful week. And Bridget, thank you for everything with eRILA. And I'm also excited to tell you for sure that we are getting a new GRSP student. Geisha Haddad is from Columbia, and I think she will be arriving next Wednesday. She's scheduled to fly out of Columbia next Wednesday. And Charles and Margaret McCall will be her host family. And we are so, so excited to have her here. We hope to introduce her to you as soon as she is settled. Something else our club is participating in, we're hosting this year the GRSP annual student weekend. But what's so special about it this year is it's been renamed the Tony Wright Memorial Student Weekend. And so we will be hosting that in September along with North Columbus and Muskogee clubs. That'll be September 10th through the 12th, and we get to meet all of the other 20-plus students from all over Georgia, as well as honoring Tony's memory. There are many more things that we will have happening in 2021, 2022, including our usual Rotary mixers, our breakfast mixers, and keep your fingers crossed that we hope to begin to have some of these in person along with some of the virtual offerings. We're also very excited about a global grant that Ian has been working on along with Alan Gee to support a remote village in Guatemala. So fingers crossed on that, right, Ian? We're excited about that. I could not finish my remarks without recognizing and thanking this year's program chair, Ann Mann. She has already scheduled a really exciting lineup of speakers throughout the fall, and I can't thank her enough for the great job she's doing. For those of you who know Ann, you're not surprised that she's already doing a great job, but we both knew that she had some big shoes to fill with Ben McMahon and the amazing job that he did last year. So every time you hear a great speaker this year, please thank Ann because she is the power behind it. And lastly, if you haven't heard yet, one of our members celebrates a very special birthday this year. Mary Reed turns 100 years old on August 20th. Mary is an inspiration to me as a Rotarian and a role model. And I'm so grateful that we get to celebrate your special day with you. And before we close, I'd like to recognize our incoming directors this year, Adrian Chester. Adrian, I saw you earlier. Thank you. Stephanie Payne. Stephanie, I saw you. Chris Carlson. Chris, thank you. And Ian Bond. Ian is finishing Dan Park's term. As you probably know, Dan and his wife moved to Atlanta earlier in the year, and Ian graciously agreed to fill the rest of that term. So in closing, our club maintains a growth mindset because of people like you and your dedication to serving others. And so together, we will serve to change lives. So I look forward to serving with all of you. I would especially like to thank my husband, Greg, for coming today and putting up with me as I've prepared these last probably 12 months for this. I appreciate that. I would like to re-welcome our visiting Rotarians and guests. I'd also like to thank both of our soldiers, Staff Sergeant James and Sergeant Beyer. Thank you both for being here. We hope that you'll take back to all of your fellow soldiers how much we appreciate you, and we would love for you to visit us again soon. If you're watching online and you wish to join in person, we would love to welcome you back. If you would just let us know by Friday of the week before, we will make sure to have a reservation for you. If you have a standing reservation, all you'll need to do is to let us know if you won't be there. So our next meeting will be next Wednesday, July the 14th, and we'll have our special guest speaker will be Jonathan Sweatman. Jonathan is with Cirrus Aircraft. And if there's nothing further, we are adjourned.